Hello everyone, welcome back to Mad About Cards and Crafts. Today I have an adorable birthday card for kids. This is a not too shabby shop design team project. I will be working with Distress Oxide Inks in frayed burlap and speckled egg. The star of the show is this Sunny Studio Savannah Safari stamp set. Jamie has this in her shop. It is absolutely adorable, and I thought it would be perfect for a little boy or girl card, but I was looking more for a boy card. These 3 tags come from the Sunny Studio Scallop Tag die. I used the smallest die. This is the LDRS Slimline Scallop. If you take that outer slimline with the stitching and the inner with the scallop, you will get that beautiful frame. And so I did cut out those 2 pieces to get that frame. We're going to be doing some stenciling with this giraffe stencil from Whimsy Stamp. One of my favorite stencils this year. I love this one. I had a little bit of pixie spray on it and it got stuck to the paper from Whimsy. And I'm going to try to scrub that off at some point, but it wasn't going to hinder my project at all. So let's start by using that frayed burlap. I went to the center of my project because I wanted to make sure that I didn't get that harsh edge from the outside of the stencil. And so I'm just going to make some adjustments with my stencil and work from the outside in, and I get a beautiful blend. These 2 colors are fabulous together, as you'll see, and they blend nicely, which is one of the things that I absolutely love. I thought the soft colors would be perfect for this card, and you see I'm just adjusting that stencil each time, lining it a little bit, close to the spots that I had stenciled before, and I don't get those harsh lines that I got in another project. So see, it blended really nicely together. I will add the speckled egg over on this side, and then we'll start working on our scallops. So as I said, I did cut out 3 of the scallops. And I'm going to show you that I ink blended the whole tag with the speckled egg. I'll bring in a little post-it note so I don't get fingerprints all over it. And then I'm going to lay the frayed burlap right over the top of it, and it blends nicely. So I did that to all 3 tags, and then to add a little bit more cohesiveness to the project, I'm going to take that same giraffe stencil, my Tim Holtz Distress Ink sprayer, or water sprayer, sorry, and I just sprayed some water over the top. I dabbed it off, used my heat tool to dry those. I did adhere some Scotch 3M double-sided foam tape to the back of those, just to make sure that, one, I wanted to pop them up, but also to make sure that they were a little bit more stable. And now I'm going to come in and start coloring these adorable images. I began by coloring the lion, and I used the B02 and 3. These are Spectrum Noir markers. And then I decided that I wanted a little bit more contrast, so I will bring in a B03 to do a little bit of shadowing around the edges of the mane. So the outside edge of the mane, and then over by his face. And then I will also use the RB1 for his body to get just a little bit more contrast. For his face, I will use just the B02 with a little bit of the B03. I tried to make it very little. And here's where I come in and color his body up. And I think maybe I do bring in one of the, yep, I do bring in, I'm sorry, I bring in the B02 marker for that. And I think it just gives his body that beautiful lion tone. So if you haven't shopped at Jamie's Not Too Shabby Shop, she does offer a 10% discount off of purchases. So if you use the code Jamie, you'll get 10% off. That will be in my description box below, as well as a link to this particular stamp set. I purchased my tags from her from Sunny Studio. Sunny Studio is one of the lines that she does carry on a regular basis. In fact, I believe that they just had a huge fall and Christmas release that's available over in her shop, as well as I said, these stamps. And anyway, so Jamie offers the 10% discount. She, I believe, is still offering free shipping with 35. She has a rewards program. So if you sign up using your email, and every time that you purchase from her shop, you sign in with your email address, you receive rewards points towards free product. And she also offers a free gift with 60 before or after your discount, I'm sorry, and a second gift free with 100. So Jamie is super generous. She has so many wonderful products, MFT, CC Design, Trinity Stamps, you name it, it's in her shop. So head over there and take a look at what she has to offer and grab yourself some rewards points while you're at it. I am coloring up this beautiful little zebra. I used two colors. My darkest is a BG5, and then I used the BG3 to blend that out. For this toucan, I wanted to keep him in the same tones. I didn't want to go with super bright colors like he would have in a rainforest. So I colored his body with the BG3 and the BG5, and then I colored his bill with that GB1, I believe, is what I used for the bill. And then for his body, I used that B3 that I used on the lion. I'm taking a gel pen and just adding some highlights. I'll come back in because the highlights kind of took on a gray tone, so I will, because I didn't let my ink dry, so I'll come back in with that gel pen and do a little bit more highlights later. Back to my zebra, I decided to color his muzzle. I was just trying to figure out whether I wanted to color his face or color his muzzle, and I decided on the muzzle, so I used the same markers, the BG3 and BG5. I do come in off camera and use some of the IG markers, some of the lighter tones. The IG3, I think, is the one that I use to color the white portion of the zebra, which is just going to add a little bit of shadowing, but still keep him white. This is the star of the show as far as I'm concerned. I absolutely adore this elephant. I started with an IG5, decided that I wanted more contrast, and here's where I bring in the IG7. So I will lay down that IG7 where I want the shadows to be. I'll blend it out with an IG5. I'll leave some white space, and then I will go back over him again with the IG7 and IG5. I'll fill in the white space with the IG3, and then I will go over the entire image with the IG5 again. I am getting ready to head back to South Dakota, and I'm super excited because my son is getting married on October 10th. We have a bridal shower while I'm back there, and I'm going to get a little bit of fall in. I'm not ready for summer to end, but I do want to see. We planted a bunch of trees at our house, so we planted probably about 15 different trees at our house. And some of them are maples, and I want to see them change color. I'm hoping that we get the color change this year while I'm back there. We also have a tomato plant that's growing like crazy. My future daughter-in-law has kindly been checking it and pulling those beautiful tomatoes out, but I would like to enjoy some of the fruits of my labor since I'm the one who planted them. We have raspberry bushes and blackberry bushes. So yeah, I'm ready to get back and see what we have going on there. and enjoy just a little bit of cooler weather. I'll do some hiking with my friends in the mountains and just get a little bit of fall, because here in Nevada, obviously we don't have color changes. So I did use some scrapbook.com 1/4-inch foam tape on the back of that frame. I am going to adhere it to my card base. I cut my card base. Oh my goodness. I believe my card base is 3 3/4 by not 8 3/4. I think that's what the card base is measuring. And then I'm going to inlay that piece, and I'll put some art glitter glue onto the back of it, and then we'll begin putting my images onto that scallop tag. I did cut the images out using my Brother Scan and Cut. I do use the 0.4 for the border. I have not been successful 100% of the time using with cutting them without a border, and so I just prefer to add the border and not have to worry about my images being ruined. And I'm adhering them flat to the tags. I didn't want any additional dimension on that. And then I will stamp out my sentiment for the front onto the Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, which is what my card base was, if I didn't mention that. So I've stamped out my sentiment using VersaFine black onyx ink. I did stamp my images using Memento Tuxedo black ink, which is alcohol marker friendly. I'm just using my Stampin' Up! Trimmer and trimming that sentiment down, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of foam adhesive. I'll take that 1/4-inch and cut it in a small strip. I need to add some stability because I do have that scallop frame propped up, and I needed to make sure that my sentiment was stable. I did color a hippo off screen using the GG1 and 3, and I cut that out with my Scan and Cut, added it to the inside. So it says, "Hope your day is wild." And on the inside, it will say hippo birthday. I'm adding some freckles to the lion's cheeks and a little bit of highlights to the toucan and the elephant. And that's going to complete my card for today. I want to thank you so much for watching. I will show you a close-up of the front of my card. There will be some videos at the end if you want to see more of what I create. Just click on those. And until next time, have a fabulous day.